Yeah, so the draw's something that we don't really know about because we don't know the Gloucester Canal. We only know sort of like the famousy bits. We've got two different teams in today, and so I've gone and asked one of the locals and they've sort of both looked at me like that. Ooh, that doesn't look very good. Three of our anglers have drawn within 2 pegs of each other. So we're in 3 sections. They're saying those 3 peg, that area is not very good. So unfortunately we've got both anglers in it, but it's a stormy day, it's windy, it's rainy. One fish here or there can make a massive difference. So let's just hope we can get the right side of those fish. It's fishing, let's go and give it a go.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, it's a wet day. It's not fishing brilliant, but it's a great little team event and a great team venue. I'm personally quite happy with my draw, and on a team side, I think we've got a reasonable draw. I think the aim is for us all just to catch a bream each. But luckily, I'm going to hopefully a lot of bream, fingers crossed. So see what happens.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. You join us here in the glorious Gloucester for the Angling Trust Feeder National. We've got 29 of the country's finest feeder teams fishing all the way from Netheridge down to Slimbridge. And we're just about to head off down to the sections to do some bait checks and make sure everything's ready for the all-in.
Hi Cam, tell us about your draw.
As you can see, it's a nice summer's day. Peg 44, just before the famous Hempstead Bend. I think it's a good peg, to be honest. I've been on this one before, actually, many years ago on a census challenge and caught on a slider that day. So had a plumb around, seems okay, not too many snags over there. Team draw wise, not so sure really. Obviously this is a good area, definitely. Some real good anglers further down there. There you got Mick Files, Nick Speed, there's a few locals as well, Will's down there. Team wise, Matt Derry's M peg, but they reckon it's not so good. It's only about 18 metres wide. AD was moaning about his peg, but nothing new there really. Then Danny's okay, and this is where we caught a load in practice earlier on this year. And Chris, not so sure really. It's a bit of an unknown area I think for him where he's going, but I'm sure he'll be able to catch a few.
Good morning, my name's Dean Barlow. You join me on the banks of the Gloucester Canal for the World Feeder Club Championship qualifier. Venue that I used to frequent many years ago, and I've drawn near the famous Hempstead Bend. Just off the bend, but quite a decent area. I mean, the last time I saw Hempstead Bend, it was actually a bend, but it's all been cut off now about 15 years ago, so it's something new for me to see. On the event itself, it's nice that there's a big turnout. You know, being the England feeder team manager, I think it's important that we get the British fishermen involved to see how a world championships, how it goes, you know what I mean, the rules. Obviously there's limits on hook lengths, there's bait limits. The bait check, it looks like it's just going to come down now. You have to present all your baits, and me being the England feeder team manager, I think the more people that get used to this kind of scenario, the better it is.
We're on A section with Will Raisin. Will, how's your peg?
Well, it's an end peg, which normally on the Gloucester does count for something. I think it's going to be difficult because there's some very good pegs, not just to my left in the wider bit at Hempstead, but also at Netheridge, the other side of the bridge, there's a turning bay which can sometimes produce a few fish. But you know, it's a massive event. It's brilliant that the Angling Trust is getting these events up and going. It's the way English match fishing needs to go. More big professional events. There's a brilliant array of anglers here today. Just in this section alone, you've got Steve Ringer, Mick Viles, Nick Speed, Cameron Hughes. The list is endless. On a personal note, I would like to have been in the wider bit, just a few pegs up to my left. I was there Wednesday, came third in the match, and there was a few fish caught. The guy here, he did catch a couple late, but he literally didn't have a bite for a while. But that's probably the sort of match I got to fish. Team-wise is a little bit up and down. Word on the bank is that Ringers have drawn quite well, and obviously they're at this style of fishing, they're an unbelievable team, full of talent, and they're obviously going to take some beating along with the likes of Barnsley and all the other teams. It's like I say, you walk along and it really is a showcase for English match fishing. A little bit different for me, obviously I'm in the float team, feeder only today, but hopefully I can winkle a few out. And like I say, I'm clinging on to although it's not on paper notoriously a good end peg, it is an end peg, and normally here on the Gloucester that gives you a slight advantage, so fingers crossed for a few pulls off some bream.
Good luck, mate. Steve, how's the draw today?
Team draws on paper's good, but matches aren't won on paper. My draw individually is not great, 57 at Neveridge. You want to be on Hempstead really, but on paper we've got 3 good draws. We've got 2-1-3 at Ree, 3-6-9 at Lanes Farm, Castle Down, and Adam Wakeling's on an end peg. We don't really know about Jamie's, so if I can get a top 10 from here, which will take some doing, and the 3 good pegs come good, then you never know.
All the best, Steve.
Cheers, thank you.
You join us here for the midway update on the Angling Trust Feeder National, and it's been a bit of a tough start. A few early skimmers to quite a few anglers, but not many settling down into a good rhythm. Here in A section, we've got Mick Viles and Andy Moss over my right shoulder. They're on the sort of classic pegs on Hempstead Bend. Where we got them? We've got them on pegs 47 and 48. And both of those guys are probably weighing sort of 7-8 pounds already, so should be right up there come the end. Moving down into B section, we've got Ian Germaini in the middle of that section. He's also started quite well, catching some good sized skimmers. He's probably got 10 pound already. Moving on down into C section, and the best one there is definitely Phil Bendel on peg 367. We reckon he's probably got 7-8 pound already. Again, some good skimmers, an eel as well. And then moving all the way down into E section, it's both ends on that one that are doing quite well. Pete Emery had a big skimmer, like a 3 pounder early doors. We reckon he's probably got about 5 pound. And then Matt Wallington right at the other end, just as we were leaving, was catching a few skimmers and catching him up quite quickly. So yeah, it's all to play for. team-wise, it's right up in the air, to be honest with you. I think Drennan are doing okay. Frankie's not doing great, but he caught a few small fish while I was there. I think Ringers will be doing quite well. I know Rob Wootton also on that section is also struggling. So it's, yeah, the vote's really out there. We're not sure who's going to take this one. So yeah, you'll have to catch us up at the end of the day, see how we got on. So that's a wrap for the Angling Trust Feeder National 2023. We've just sounded the hooter and the guys and girls are out of the water. So it's really up in the air, this one. I think there's been odd anglers in areas that have had good days and sort of had, you know, mid-teens. I think it's probably going to win the match on an individual basis, but it's really hard to pick an individual team. Ringers, the reigning champs, they've certainly got 3 good anglers out there, 3 good weights. I think Dren and Barnsley have got a similar thing in probably both their teams as well, but it really is up there. So you'll have to come back to the HQ to see what the results are.
Kilo 250. 1 kilo the last 2 seconds.
Heavy water, mate. Absolutely.
Oh, look at them. 11 kilo 700.
Well done.
Well done, mate.
Had a good day then, mate.
Fantastic. But we'll see yet, 'cause I think Andy's beat me the next peg, but the scales will tell us, won't they?
12 kilo.
I need
10 kilo 600. Well done, mate.
Good day then, Andy.
Very good, thank you.
What's your biggest fish?
One of the breams is probably just pushing 4 pounds, I'd say.
4 pounds,
Yeah.
excellent stuff. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks very much.
Well then, sir, how's it gone?
Well, fortunately, I've had the easy job out of the team. When Captain Lee drew this morning, obviously Wednesday I know we're in A section, which is a great length at Hempstead, and he passed me 48. It's a fantastic area. Anywhere from 42 to sort of 50 can be good. But the drain comes in on the far side, opposite, that must be peg 46, and I think it's pushed the fish this way. Andy Moss and myself have had a bit of a tennis match today. The bream have been swimming between us. I've pinched a couple of big fish on the inside, which has given me the edge, but that's not what's the important part. We're a 5-man team. Obviously Barnsley Blacks, we've got 2 teams in today, so there's 2 teams of 5. Myself, Lee Kerry, Frankie Giannancelli, Will Freeman, Oliver Scott on. I know Lee's had a bream. I heard Frankie and Oliver were in a real gripper section, so I've no idea what's happened just yet. I think we're quite early to weigh in, but on a personal note, it's been great and I've took advantage of a fantastic peg. However, I just can't wait to find out how the lad's done, because getting to Portugal is massive for us, and I've got my fingers crossed. In fact, I've started to get nervous about it, so let's see how we get on.
And then the Angling Trust Feeder National individual champion of peg 48 with a weight of 11 kilos, 700 grams, fishing for Dren and Barnsley Blacks, Mick Byle!
I'll drink that in the van on the way home. Cheers.
picking up £480 in the pools with a score of 55 points. It's Daiwa Dorking. Come on lads, all up. Medals time. Section.
Yeah, and that's the check. Thank you. Thank you.
Righty, in second place and runners up in the Feeder National, picking up 720 quid in the pools with a score of 50 points. It's Browning Hot Rods.
Here's mate.
Can you eat, Steve? Mate. Thank
Righty, and the team winners of the Angling Trust Feeder National 2023, picking up 960 quid in the pools, plus a 500 quid check from us. It is, with 35 points, Team Gloucester.
you. Want one of these? You want one of them?
Where is it? No, it didn't matter at all. You smashed it. Yeah. So a huge congratulations to Team Gloucester on taking down the Angling Trust Feeder National 2023. 35 points, fantastic score, and they've blitzed the field. And that just leaves us to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.